Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning in the Buzz, remember that so-called pregnancy pact? This is the one that happened in Gloucester, Massachusetts back in 2008 when 17 girls from the same high school all became pregnant. It was a shocking account of the pact that was in an issue of Time magazine in June 2008. It ignited a firestorm. Gloucester was on, had international glare, really, not even national. It was above that.
Worldwide.
And now the town is bracing for the spotlight once again as Lifetime gets ready to air a television movie called The Pregnancy Pact, inspired by the real-life drama. Now, some of the locals in Gloucester are fuming over this new movie. Cameron Manheim of The Practice, she'll play the school nurse, with the real-life school nurse Kim Daly and Dr. Brian Orr, who was the school's medical director at the time, say there wasn't ever a pact. They say, quote, the pact was totally a product of the media, and for the media in any way, movies or otherwise, to continue to take advantage of this idea of the pact is truly disgusting. First of all, what do you guys think of the fact that this movie is coming out?
Well, I think it has to go part and parcel with whether you believe it's the truth that what happened in Gloucester.
Yeah. It does say just based on a true story. I did read that.
If you believe it, then the movie, so be it. But I find it hard to believe that 17 girls coincidentally got pregnant.
Well, and if they did, then that could be a bigger problem.
Right.
Because if you can get to the psyche of girls, why they want to all have babies at the same time, that's almost easier to root out than 17 individual girls who come up with this decision or make a mistake or, whatever happens.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost easier to get to the source of the problem if there is a pact.
The thing that I found unbelievable, I think it was Dr. Orr and the school nurse that Cameron Manheim's playing, they were actually trying to start handing out contraceptives after a while, because it was like, once they heard 14, 15 girls were getting pregnant, and actually the mayor spoke out against that.
And here's
somebody needed to take initiative. These are children. Somebody's got to...
Well, I think you had to take a look at the town itself. This was, if I remember correctly, it's a small fishing town in Massachusetts.
Boredom, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's what one of the kids said in one of the interviews.
Wasn't a lot going on there, and it sounded like there wasn't a lot of sex education there, and, about contraceptive and that kind of stuff. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what to believe, Yeah, like I said, it's hard to believe that 17 girls coincidentally get pregnant at the same time if there's not a pact.
I don't think I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Was there a pregnancy pact? Wasn't there a pregnancy pact? The fact is that these children, 17 of them, are having children.
I understand that, but that's not what the movie's about.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying you got to go part and parcel.
Right.
You have to believe that it actually happened in order for you to, I would think, want to watch the movie.
Coincidence. I don't think it was just coincidence.
Well, the other thing is, what's interesting is what happens to Gloucester after the movie, because it will probably flare up some of the stories again. And not only that, there are lots of Lifetime movies, and even on our sister station WPRI 12, there are lots of crime dramas saying "rip from the headlines," because the fact is, people want to know, wow, how could this have happened? What was the story? And so this could shape what they think of the actual
it's
events.
True. And this happened a couple of years ago, and what I found interesting is that nobody has gone back and tried to go to these women, or young women now, and talk to them and try to get the real truth of what really is happening.
Speaking out. The parents aren't speaking out.
That's the
Everybody's been kind of hush-hush about it.
People who have been into that community have been totally frozen out because they have had media overload there.
And that's what I found out.
Yeah.
Is that, usually a couple of years it dies down. Yeah. Everybody cools off, and then a Dateline or somebody will come in and or 60 Minutes, and you'll get one of the 17 to talk.
You do have to question though the sex ed classes or the lack thereof if they think raising a baby is going to be that easy at age 15 years old.
Courtney, I have to say, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after this Lifetime movie airs.
Absolutely. And our bloggers are asking the same thing, and they seem to think that this movie will bring out a positive result, and our friends on Facebook think the same thing. Here's what two of our female friends on the blog are saying. This one's from Smoky Wolf. She says it may be positive because girls will see it and think, why would anyone do that and ruin their life? So it could be positive. And Lisa says it may give some teens something to think about. When they see it, it can make them think. Here's our poll on foxprovidence.com. What impact do you think the movie will have? A, it will shed a bad light on Gloucester, or B, it'll draw attention to teen pregnancy. So you can weigh in and tell us what you think at home on the poll right now. And we have about 5 comments from some of our Facebook friends. And Brandy Carey says, hopefully it'll make more parents proactive in their child's whereabouts. And Corey Freitas says, I don't think it will have a negative impact. If 2 hours can change a child's mind after raising them for years, then something's wrong at home. And Patricia Fargley says, you need to start your children off the right way. In some cases, they just misbehave because they're not taught right or wrong. So she says, if you're a good parent, then you are. So you guys can weigh in a number of ways. I'll share the poll results in about 30 minutes to see what you all said. For now, back to the kitchen. Lily, what's cooking?